Pakistan's Prime Minister-designate may not have the numbers yet to form a government, but he's preparing for his oath-taking ceremony. And Imran Khan is getting inspiration from the very man he vilified in his election campaign, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Khan seems to have taken a leaf out of Modi's book and is reportedly keen on inviting heads of SAARC nations for his swearing-in ceremony. This comes hours after the Indian Prime Minister called him up to congratulate him on his election win. We are told the two leaders discussed peace and development in the region, and a good start will be the invitation followed by walking the talk on terror. I know it sounds like wishful thinking given Pakistan's record and Imran Khan's political positioning. He is often referred to as Taliban Khan and openly sympathizes with terror groups. Now he is trying to do what Modi did in 2014. As he took office, he did what no other Prime Minister before him had done. Mr. Modi called the heads of SAARC nations, including then Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif of Pakistan, to witness his oath-taking. He had put his best foot forward. He followed it up with more such gestures, even stopped by in Lahore in December 2015 to greet Nawaz Sharif on his birthday. The other side responded with terror attacks. I don't want to get into who was behind them, the government or the army in Pakistan. The fact is that relations have soured between India and Pakistan since then. Imran Khan has the opportunity to make a fresh start. Sources say an invite to the Indian Prime Minister to attend the swearing-in ceremony may go out once Parliament is convened and a formal notification on the winning candidates is issued by the Election Commission of Pakistan. Sources close to Imran Khan say that Mr. Modi's congratulatory phone call was seen as a sign of a new beginning between the two countries. If the two sides are talking about a visit, they've not disclosed anything yet. Imran Khan is expected to take oath on the 11th of this month. 11th of August, in fact. Modi's visit, if it happens, will be good optics. Any opportunity to understand the new dispensation will be welcome. But little more than that. Do not expect any serious changes in the foreign policy of Pakistan. It will still be dictated by the military. Post the win, Imran Khan has said that he wants to improve relations with India. Sources tell WION that the Modi government has taken note of that statement. They've been preparing ground for this election and its results. Sources also tell us that the Indian High Commission in Islamabad has been in close touch with Imran Khan's aides for months now. Khan too has said that better ties are the key to peace and stability in the subcontinent. He said that Pakistan is ready for if the Indian leadership shows intent. If India takes one step, Pakistan, he says, will take two.
मैं ये चाहूँगा कि अगर हिंदुस्तान की लीडरशिप तैयार है, हम बिल्कुल तैयार हैं कि हम अपने ताल्लुकात बेहतर करें. आप एक कदम हमारी तरफ आएंगे, हम दो कदम आपकी तरफ जाएंगे. लेकिन आगे भी तो बढ़ें. अभी तक तो एक वन साइडेड किस्म की रिलेशनशिप है कि ब्लेम किया जा रहा है पाकिस्तान को. हर जिस किस्म की दुनिया में कहीं दहशतगर्दी हो तो पाकिस्तान को ब्लेम किया जाता है. तो मैं ये चाहूँगा, मैं कन्विक्शन से कह रहा हूं कि ये दोनों, ये सब कॉन्टिनेंट के लिए सबसे ज़रूरी चीज़ है कि हमारे मुल्कों के अंदर दोस्ती हो और हम अपने जो मेन इशू है उसको डायलॉग से हल करें.
That's all very well. For Mr. Khan to take any steps in this direction, he'll first have to form the government. And for that, he needs the numbers. His party doesn't have simple majority in the National Assembly of Pakistan. He'll have to find coalition partners. Imran Khan's PTI won 116 seats in the National Assembly. It is the single largest party, all right, but way short of the magic number of 137. He's counting on the support of smaller parties and independents to stitch together a coalition government. Since Saturday, Imran Khan has talked to many smaller players in Pakistan. This is how numbers look at the moment. Pakistan Tehreek-i-Insaf, the PTI, has 116 seats. It needs 21 more seats to breach the halfway mark. Imran Khan has managed to get the PMLQ on board. They have 4 seats. The Balochistan Awami Party has pledged support to Mr. Khan. They too have 4 seats. The Grand Democratic Alliance, which is a group of smaller parties but fights under one banner, was victorious on 2 seats. It has also agreed to join hands with Imran Khan. The Awami Muslim League has 1 member in the National Assembly. The party has pledged support to the PTI-led government. That leaves 13 independents, 4 of whom are now a part of Imran Khan's coalition. So the PTI-led alliance now has 131 seats. They're still 6 short of the magic figure. Talks, as we said, are on. Imran Khan's close aides are in touch with other independents. They're confident of forming a government. Party spokesperson Fawad Chaudhry said that the PTI is comfortably placed. Many more independent candidates, he says, are expected to join them in the next few days. Another party spokesperson has said that Imran Khan will take oath as the next Prime Minister on the 11th of August. Meanwhile, the other big players in the country have announced their plan to form a grand opposition. Leaders of the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz, Pakistan People's Party, Jamaat-e-Ulema-e-Islam, Awami National Party and the Muttahida Majlis-e-Amal held a crucial meeting on Monday. Former Prime Minister of Pakistan Yusuf Raza Gilani told journalists that the parties have agreed in principle to form a strong opposition both inside and outside the National Assembly. The multi-party alliance also announced plans to hold a joint protest against the alleged rigging and irregularities in the July 25th election. Can't say about history, but his teammates speak very highly of Imran Khan. Former Pakistani cricketer Shoaib Akhtar says that Imran Khan has to govern Pakistan with an iron fist. People have high hopes from him and they expect him to take decisive calls in the first 100 days in office. Akhtar also said that Imran Khan should play a leader, not a politician now.
People have a high expectation from him. People actually looking forward, A, for his team, secondly, for his policies. Everything is forgiven for past 100 days, what he has done, what he hasn't done. But the next 100 days is going to be most critical for him to decide what kind of policies that he's going to make, what kind of people he's going to bring forward. I really want him to make a popular decision. I really want him to make a very unpopular decision at the same time. You know, the people might not like it, but he has to do the reforms and he has to has to deal with the iron fist, and that's what people expect from him. People had watched him play, and they were really young, such as me. Talk about 40 years ago, and talk about when I started playing my cricket, I was 15. His generation of voters were growing up, and by the time he got into politics and he established himself as a proper leader, not a politician, leader I would say, that these kind of a voter were ready to vote for him.
The latest on the controversy over India's Register of Citizens, the NRC. The ruling Bharatiya Janata Party has defended the move, saying it was meant to protect the rights of Indian citizens. This is a court-monitored exercise, but today India's top court made it clear that nobody can be prosecuted or deported just on the basis of the final NRC draft. The Supreme Court said this was just a draft NRC. It asked the Attorney General to prepare a standard operating procedure for the process and submit it before the bench by the 16th of August for approval. The NRC coordinator has been reporting to the Apex Court and the Assam government and will assist in the process. The court also emphasized that all those who haven't found their names in the second draft of the NRC must get a fair chance to prove their claims. 4 million people have been left out of this draft. They can prove their claims at NRC centers between the 30th of August and the 28th of September. Remember, is the biggest challenge many countries face today. A lot of illegal immigrants in eastern India come from Bangladesh. Gravitas tonight brings you the first reaction from the government in Dhaka on the citizenship debate. Mr. Hassanul Haq Inu, the Information Minister of Bangladesh, spoke to us earlier today, and this is what he said.
Well, thank you very much for your question on the issue of recent Assam government's development. From the Bangladesh point of view, we think that whatever happening in Assam is an internal situation of Assam, state of Assam, and Bangladesh has nothing to do with it. More or less, our observation is that within Assam is purely a case of ethnic conflict, and Bangladesh has no interest in such issues what are happening within the state of Assam. More or less, the central government of Delhi has not yet raised this issue of the Assam problem with us, and for the last 48 years, the Indian central government has never raised the issue of a migration to the northeastern states of India. So the listing 40 lakhs people as Bangladeshis is not a correct statement, and I hope they will look into the matter seriously and they will resolve their problem in their own way. So here Bangladesh has nothing, no comment on this issue.
Now, last Sunday, the Iranian president warned America against the mother of all wars, as he put it. Donald Trump responded by tweeting, and I'm quoting, "Never ever threaten the United States again. We are no longer a country that will stand for your demented words of violence and death. Be cautious." These are the president's words, yes. Many said that Donald Trump was being selective. He'd ignored the rest of President Rouhani's statement that spoke of peace and engagement. The Iranian president had also said in the same breath that peace with Iran is the mother of all peace. The heated presidential exchange became the headline. The suggestion of talks was drowned. Within days, there was another headline. In a massive departure from the belligerent rhetoric, Donald Trump offered an olive branch to Iran. He now says, let's talk without any preconditions. Months after America pulled out of the nuclear deal with Iran, days after Trump fought a verbal duel with the Iranian president, Donald Trump wants to mend ties, it seems.
With anybody, I believe in meeting. The Prime Minister said it better than anybody can say it. Speaking to other people, especially when you're talking about potentials of war and death and famine and lots of other things. You meet. There's nothing wrong with meeting. We met.
It's become a bit of a pattern. First he threatens, then he talks. Then he threatens again, only to end up talking again. That's Donald Trump for you. He has been temperamental, and that has always dictated his foreign policy. It keeps his friends and foes on their toes because this man is unpredictable. In 2016, remember, Hillary Clinton had said that Donald Trump is not prepared to be president. He's temperamentally unfit, she said. And I'm quoting, "This is not someone who should have the nuclear codes." Of course, she was his adversary, and so you have to discount that. Now, almost 2 years later, the jury is still out on Donald Trump. The same Trump has managed to get North Korea to the talking table. He even met Russian President Vladimir Putin, and now he wants to talk to Iran without any preconditions. So is there a method to Trump's madness? Is it just temper, or is it a template of his foreign policy? Also the question, is Donald Trump pulling a North Korea on Iran? In simple words, is the carrot and stick policy at play with Iran now? Some of Trump's worst threats, remember, have been directed towards North Korea and Iran. But he soon toned down and surprised the world. Let's take the example of North Korea. Donald Trump threw diplomatic decorum out of the window when he called Kim Jong-un a rocket man and a madman. Obviously, the hatred was mutual, and there was a fitting response from the North Korean side. But then Donald Trump toned down again and he offered talks. He kept blowing hot and cold on North Korea until he met Kim Jong-un in Singapore.
These massive tax cuts will be rocket fuel. Little rocket man, rocket fuel for the American economy. He is a sick puppy.
Great personality and very smart. Good combination.
Is he a worthy negotiator?
Really, he's a worthy negotiator. He's negotiating on behalf of his people. A very worthy, very smart negotiator.
He's done the same in his dealings with Iran. Listen in again.
At the point when the United States had maximum leverage, this disastrous deal gave this regime, and it's a regime of great terror, many billions of dollars, some of it in actual cash. A great embarrassment to me as a citizen and to all citizens of the United States. I would certainly meet with Iran if they wanted to meet. I don't know that they're ready yet. They're having a hard time right now. But I ended the Iran deal. It was a ridiculous deal. I do believe that they will probably end up wanting to meet, and I'm ready to meet anytime they want to. And I don't do that from strength or from weakness.
Now, he seems to be doing the same with Iran, but is Iran North Korea? Certainly not. Can Donald Trump emulate the same strategy with Rouhani as he did with Kim Jong-un? It seems like a disastrous plan. There are more reasons than one. Donald Trump drew global condemnation after he pulled out of a multinational nuclear deal with Iran. Tehran has the edge, as well as the moral high ground of honoring that deal. And above all, the support of European countries. America stands isolated on this one. Iran's wider activities in the Middle East and West Asia are a security problem for the United States and its allies, and that's an open secret. But Tehran's oil dominance cannot be overlooked. Iran has made no bones about its retaliation should America cut its oil sales. The US had threatened to reduce Iranian oil exports to zero, but Tehran said there will be consequences. It hinted that Iran would block exports of crude for the Gulf. So it's not going to be as easy as Donald Trump thinks, and Tehran is not Pyongyang. Meanwhile, the deal with Pyongyang, the breakthrough, as Donald Trump said, may be a damp squib. US spy agencies now say that they have proof that North Korea may be constructing new missiles at a factory. This is the same factory that produced Pyongyang's first intercontinental ballistic missiles capable of reaching the United States. This major development could be a big blow to the peace efforts between the two countries after the historic June summit in Singapore. Here's a full report.
Is North Korea going back on its promise of denuclearization? According to US intelligence, new evidence has emerged that shows that North Korea could be in the midst of building new missiles. Satellite images reveal that work is potentially taking place on one or two liquid-fueled intercontinental ballistic missiles in a suburb of Pyongyang. And these will most probably be no ordinary rockets. The Sanumdong factory created the first North Korean intercontinental ballistic missiles, or ICBMs, capable of reaching the United States. These findings come at a time when the US and North Korea are engaged in peace talks. Reacting to US intelligence reports, South Korea has expressed concerns.
The South Korean government is closely looking into the North Korean movements and closely working with the United States. However, I hope you understand that we are not able to speak about the intelligence.
But it seems the US is very much aware about Pyongyang's behind-the-scenes nuclear activities. US Foreign Minister Mike Pompeo has been quoted as saying that he knows very well that North Korea is continuing to produce fuel for nuclear bombs despite its pledge to denuclearize. The United States, however, still harbors hope that there will be a major breakthrough in nuclear talks. The United States had restored faith in Pyongyang's efforts to denuclearize after North Korea demolished its only known nuclear testing site, the Punggye-ri, ahead of the historic 12th June meeting between Kim Jong-un and US President Donald Trump. And most recently, satellite images emerged that appear to show North Korea dismantling a key satellite launching station which has been the main site for its satellite launches since 2012. It is very obvious that US President Donald Trump has entrusted massive trust on Kim Jong-un, considering this tweet after the summit. Trump said that North Korea was no longer a nuclear threat and that the country has great potential in the future. But if the latest reports are indeed true, there is no doubt that the US may have to correct its posture and perhaps adopt a more aggressive stand. Bureau Report, WION.
Now, a shocking case of harassment has come to light from France. A 22-year-old woman was sexually harassed and assaulted on the streets of Paris. The CCTV video of this incident has gone viral, raising fresh demands for tougher laws against sexual harassment.
This video caught on a CCTV camera in Paris has sparked outrage in France. It shows a man dressed in black first picking up an ashtray and throwing it towards a woman. They then come face to face and the man strikes a blow to the victim's face. The video was shared by the victim herself. Marie Laguerre described her ordeal in a Facebook post.
I walked past a man who sexually harassed me. He wasn't the first one and I can't accept being humiliated like that, so I replied, "Shut up." He then threw an ashtray at me before rushing back to punch me in the middle of the street in front of dozens of people.
This case comes at a time when the French government is trying to bring in a new law to deal with harassment on the streets. The Macron government is expected to introduce on-the-spot fines to tackle the problem. Once it's cleared by the parliament, offenders could be fined anywhere between $105 to nearly $900, depending on the nature of the offense. A dedicated police task force with 10,000 officers is also in the pipeline. Governments around the world have been under pressure to introduce measures to tackle harassment against women. The demand for tougher laws grew after the Me Too movement in the West. After the Harvey Weinstein case came to light in America, French women started their own anti-sexual harassment campaign. It was called Expose Your Pig. Several French women in October 2017 took to social media to narrate their own experiences. Some of them even named and shamed their harassers. Bureau Report, WION.